Hello. So today I show a multi-channel system that we applied on our client in the TAM Acceleration program, and they were able to generate $187,000 in the first 5 months only. So this is a really full multi-channel system, I would say. We have like cold calling, we have email, we have Smartlead, cold calling with Kixie, we have LinkedIn with Heyreach. We included Sendspark as well to use personalized videos. We placed everything, all the leads were imported into Hubspot, and of course, then we powered everything with Clay. So this is a system where the cold call side is central, while the email side is a little bit secondary. So like this client was really cold calling oriented. They had a strong SDRs team. And so they wanted to prioritize the cold calling instead of the email. Email was still there, but as a secondary step, not as a first step in the process. Uh, I will go through the system so you can have an idea of how these three channels can interconnect together and how HubSpot here can be the unique source of truth in the RevOps operation of the funnel. And yes, happy to answer any questions if you might have after the video. So first of all, we wanted an evergreen list that comes every day of new campaign of new companies. In this case, this was a recruiting company, so we built a system that brought us in new companies that were hiring, like new companies were continuously added to the system. They were added directly into Clay. In Clay, we had a process for filtering out the non-in-target ones and to qualify or disqualify. At this point, we wanted to do two things, as you can see. One was either cold calling or was sending a contact connection request on LinkedIn. We contacted the ones that were active on LinkedIn, so the ones that had more than 500 connections. All the ones, so in Clay, we qualified or disqualified based on the number of connections. If they had more than 500 connections, they were sent to an Heyreach sequence, so LinkedIn, with a contact request, a message one, and a message two. In message one, we created a personalized video with Sendspark. So personalized video with Sendspark, where basically for every different person we had a video recorded that looked made specifically for them. Hey John, hey Mario, hey Jonathan, and so on. So personalized video for each recipient. If the person was not, didn't have 500 connections, they were sent to Kixie for a cold calling step. So cold call one and cold call two. Of course, we enriched the contacts with the phone number directly in Clay. So these were the main steps. Is the person active on LinkedIn? Perfect. We contact them through Heyreach on LinkedIn directly. We send them a personalized video as well after they accept the request. Is the person not active on LinkedIn? Perfect. We find the phone number and we contact them. We call them on Kixie. Now, let's say that the person doesn't reply. Then I'll show you in case the person replies what's the next step. In both cases, both in the cold calling step or like the Heyreach step, if at the end of the funnel, so at the second cold call or at the second message on LinkedIn, if the person didn't reply, they were sent back to Clay and from Clay to Smartlead. And in Smartlead, they were receiving a three-step email. In the three-step email, then we could like differentiate. If the contact was coming from LinkedIn, we were able to say, hey, I contact you through LinkedIn. If the contact came from cold calling, we could have said, hey, I contacted you at this number. So email 1, 2, and 3. At this point, if like the person didn't reply after the email 3 and after we contacted them either on LinkedIn or cold calling, the workflow stopped there, and we re-engage with the contact in 3 months' time. If the contact replied, in every case, we could have had 2 different scenarios. One is not interested, that we have like in each case, and one, yes, it's interested. So in case it wasn't interested, we don't want these people in Hubspot. We don't want to save these people. We just want to categorize them as not interested and add them to a block list in Clay, where we are able to avoid contacting them ever again in the future. So we were able this way to not contact them ever again in the future, adding them to a block list. This through any channel, cold calling, LinkedIn, or email as well. In any case, they were added then to a block list, not to contact them anymore, and safeguarding your reputation and your spam and your domain, your secondary domains. If the person replied interested instead in any channel, again, LinkedIn, email, or cold calling, in this case, they were added into Hubspot. So they were first pre-qualified, super interested, needs human evaluation. So these are like the free categorization that goes into Hubspot. And in Hubspot, we are able then to use Hubspot as a real source of truth. In Hubspot, they are both added, like the company is added, the contact is added, and the deal is created in the outbound pipeline. And a follow-up sequence is created for your lead, for your lead. So what is the follow-up sequence? The SDR is going to receive a follow-up sequence in the next 7 days on how to engage with this lead. Next 7 days, 14 days, and times on. Of course, like the first 7 days are the most important. The goal now is going to be to bring these positive replies into a full meeting, into a meeting that then your sales team will convert. So a follow-up sequence is created directly in Hubspot, where the SDRs will receive the task to engage with the lead a specific time frames. And the goal here is going to be to schedule the appointment. So the goal is going to be, and this is like in the follow-up sequence, to use the same channel, to call them, and to always send a connection on LinkedIn, of course, if like they didn't come from this part here, from the sequence there. Now, if the appointment is scheduled, so let's say that the appointment first is not scheduled, they go into a newsletter list. Every people that is interested, that replies interested, that raise their hands, but they don't schedule an appointment, they will be sent to a newsletter list. In the newsletter list, they will receive a newsletter every week to stay top of mind and to nurture them for the long term, where we will be able to apply conversion activities endeavors in the long term. If instead, like majority of cases, we'll be able to schedule the appointment, perfect, appointment is scheduled. Okay, and of course, like the status is updated in Hubspot by the sales team. At this point, in the day of the appointment, if the sales team doesn't sell, they are added again, like the lead is added to the newsletter list. They are added there for nurturing the long term. If like the lead, like in the appointment, instead the lead like decides to buy or like goes on in the process, the goal here at this point in the appointment is gonna be to go and make the sale. So schedule appointment, yes, like the appointment becomes a sale, and the lead will become a client, updated directly in Hubspot. At this point, what's going to be super important is going to be in Hubspot to have next steps to upsell, cross-sell in every 3 months. So to have like specific procedures to inform the customer success team to upsell, cross-sell to this person in the next 3 months. Now, this is the system that like helped our client in the TAM Acceleration program. This is the case study in our website. Close $197,000 in the first 5 months. But of course, then we have like a long-term procedure, a long-term nurturing process that will help them cross-sell, upsell, and so increase the lifetime value of their clients in the long term, as well as make sure to convert all the leads that didn't close immediately in the long term too. So this is like a figure, the 197,000 that is closed in the short term, but let's remember the goal of a system is not just the short term, but it's like to build a revenue flywheel in the long term too. Hope this was helpful. DM me if you would like to see how something like this could apply based on your preferred channels, based on how your team is organized, how this would apply for you. Happy to walk you through this. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the attention and have a great one. Thank you.